What's up, nail geeks? I am back with Zoya's Barefoot collection. This is a set of 12 polishes with varying finishes, the majority of them being creams. I am splitting this up into two videos, the first one being the more classic shades, and then the second one being the more summery, bright shades. In this video, I am also combining a second review for Sassy Cat's matte and top coat polishes. I do have a discount code that I'll share with you guys below. So I'm going to test them both out on all of the polishes in this collection. I feel like the best way to run a top coat through a gauntlet is to do as many as possible. So I will be showing you the matte and glossy top coat on all of these. So first up we have Joey. This is a warm light pink cream. This is definitely what I would consider almost a neutral leaning on me. It feels really flirting with a nude in my opinion on myself. So on this one, I would say that the formula is of the medium type. It does start off just a touch on the streaky side, but just note that this one has very strong self-leveling abilities to it. So just trust as you build it up, go in with minimal brush strokes and you're going to be just fine. It evens itself out very, very nice. So here on that second coat, I'm really starting to see that plump effect overall. I did take this one up to 3 coats just to really even everything out, as I do apply polish to all 4 of my fingers in preparation for actual photos right after the videos. So just throwing it out there, I would suggest this one being opaque in 2 to 3 coats. And as you can see here, I'm actually unfortunately kind of overworking it on that second coat, but you can see it kind of just evened itself out a little bit. So here, third coat, and I have that full coverage. I don't really have any streaks showing, and after top coating, it really just hides any bit of brush strokes that you put on there. So for a warm pink color, I felt like this was really, really flattering on me. All of the more classic shades in this set, I really felt like they could pop on any skin tones. Here on the final shot, I'm showing you guys Sassy Cat's Lacquer Perfectly Shine. And as you can see here, it gives really, really nice glossy tone. It does dry down very quickly as a quick dry. And here I'm showing you guys Perfect Matte. This is the matte top coat from Sassy Cat's Lacquer. This is one that dries down not as harsh as the harshest matte I've seen, but definitely not a satin either, so it's in between. I will say that this one does take a few minutes to dry down to get it to a really nice matte effect. So as you're seeing here on my middle finger, I think that one could have used just a little bit longer to dry down, but the other fingers you can definitely see the matte effect that it makes. Next, we've got Liza. This is a rich cardinal red cream. So this one was really interesting to me. The formula is of the medium type, and it applies very nice on the nail, super easy. This is a bit tricky to photograph in my opinion. I feel like the video is color accurate, just still leaning a little bit on the brighter side. So I would definitely agree this is a cardinal cream. I do feel like there is just a tiny bit of a berry undertone going on here. So not like the traditional stark red that we usually see, especially from Zoya, but there is a bit of that cardinal cream effect coming out to play. So this one is very rich in formula, definitely got a lot of plumpness going on here. And for opacity, I'm gonna say for 2 coats on this one, and you're gonna be good to go. Once again, we have really nice self-leveling here as well, and just trust that once you go in with your top coat, any type of brush strokes that you see will be evened out. So once again, I'm going in with Sassy Cat's Perfect Shine, and I would say for the formula on this one as a top coat, or rather a quick dry top coat, it is of the thinner variety and it feels almost a little bit thicker than applying drying drops to my nails. So just throwing that out there, if you do like a lighter formula on your quick dry top coats, then this one might just be up your alley. And here going in with Perfect Matte, you are seeing it applied once again. This one is very similar to Perfect Shine in that it does have that slightly thinner formula to it. I would recommend whenever you use this matte top coat to go in thin with it, and as you're seeing, On Joey, how I said it does take a few more minutes to dry down. If you go in very light-handed with it, you're going to be just fine and it'll dry faster. Next is Keira. This is a medium sandy taupe with a light copper shimmer running throughout. So I was very excited to swatch this one. When I opened up the box, I was like, okay, this one's got lots and lots of shimmer to it. So I do want to note that the base color is the taupe, and this one has a lot of very warm copper shimmer. The shimmer is of the slightly larger particle variety, in my opinion. So this is what I would consider a kind of like a glowy type of neutral, in my opinion. The formula on this one feels medium to light to me. It does apply very smooth on the nail. It has a lot of self-leveling once again. And for opacity, I'm going to suggest between 2 and 3 coats depending on your nail length. I do feel like this one is definitely leaning almost, I dare say, like a nude on me. That shimmer definitely brings out a very warm effect overall. And here, once again, going in with Perfect Shine. I'm just going in lightly on this point. I did use these polishes for these top coats for the first time on this video, so definitely get a hang for how to use them. I probably wouldn't recommend the glossy top coat as if you do a lot of swatching, as it does take a little bit longer to dry the under layers, but the top layer for normal use I would say dries as a quick dry very normal. Once again, we are going in with Perfect Matte, and this is just a little bit lighter. Like I said, I'm getting used to the formula on the video, and I'm allowing it to dry down. I feel like my swatches on this one, my middle finger dried down completely since I was going in thinner, and you can see just how lovely that Keira looks matted. Just really brings out that copper shimmer going throughout the nail. Next, we've got Tessa. This is a soft peach toned salmon with a warm gold and coral micro shimmer running throughout. I really, really liked this one, you guys. If you are medium to deep toned, really recommend this one. I really liked how this looked. It definitely leans very, very peachy on me. The formula is very nice overall. Definitely feels medium, applies very creamy on the nail. For opacity, I'm going to suggest 2 to 3 coats to build it up, and you're going to get that nice plump appearance. I do want to note that the golden shimmer in this one, you can see it in the bottle in person, but on the nail, it just kind of creates a very subtle glow overall. So it's not like super in your face, but it definitely gives a little bit of depth to the final look. So I do agree with the description that there's a salmon undertone going on here. Really, really interesting shade, and I can't express enough. I took my hand away from my painting area, which is where I have all the bright lights, and I was just like, wow, this is a really nice peach tone. So once again, a warm tone that I feel like could definitely flatter any skin tone. So just throwing it out there, I really, really enjoyed this one. Once again, we have very strong self-leveling on here, really easy application, and it gives you that very plump look between 2 and 3 coats. Again, I'm going in with Perfect Shine, and as I'm getting more and more used to this throughout the video, going in very thin, and I'm good to go. I do want to note that on this type of top coat, given that it is a lighter formula, definitely be careful of your brush strokes. Just let it do its thing as you apply it to your nail and minimize any brush strokes. And here we get to see it mattified. This looks lovely mattified as well. You can definitely see all of that golden shimmer come out to play when it's matted. Once again, I'm going in thin with the Perfect Matte, and just once again allow it to dry down for several minutes, and you'll have that nice matte effect overall. Next, we have Marcy. This is a shimmering bright hot coral. Definitely agree with that. This is like a bright hot chili pepper in my opinion. So there is a bit of a coral type of neon effect going on here. I would say that the video is really latching on to that coral, and it's making it look like hot orange, so I do apologize about that. It's definitely bright in person, but to put it into perspective, I feel like this is one of those traditional shades. I feel like this is a polish that I could have found in my mom's stash years and years ago, and I mean that in the best way possible. This has a very strong vintage vibe to it, in my opinion. It's really a very red, hot, corally, reddish color, but just note the video is definitely making it look skewed to more orange. So I would describe it as a very bright hot coral with a pearlescent type of shimmer effect to it overall. So I think this is more classic. It is very pretty. I do want to say for opacity, I'm going to suggest going up to 3 coats. That's exactly where I saw that plump effect take place. It is opaque in 2 coats, but with 3, I just felt like it really just perfected itself at 3 coats. So once again, we're going in with the Sassy Cat's Perfect Shine here. I'm going in thin, and I'm really getting more of a hang on how to apply the top coats here. So I feel like, as you can see here, minimal brush strokes, just enough to cover, and I'm good to go. Just let it set and do its thing. For normal wear, once again, I think it dries down the top layers very easily, but just keep in mind for swatching, I think it takes a little bit longer to dry out the rest of your layers. And here on Perfect Matte, you can see I thought this one looked lovely mattified as well. Once again, going in, minimal brush strokes, just enough to cover the nail, and I'm good to go. I do feel like, once again, give it a few minutes to dry down at the risk of sounding like a broken record. But I do feel like Marcy looked very nice matted, just really nice summer color overall. And finally we have Robbie. This is a fizzy raspberry punch with a gold fleck across the nail. I really thought this one was very flattering as well. I do feel like the video is being color accurate here. This is loaded with these little tiny gold flecks all over. I did try to capture that on my macro shots. I think you can kind of see it a little bit twinkling in the video here. It does give a bit of a metallic effect overall. This one almost feels like a foil in my opinion. So the base color is definitely a raspberry shade, very pretty. It does have a warm lean to it overall, but I do feel like it did pop very well on myself. So once again, definitely kudos to Zoya. I feel like the more classic shades for this set really popped, and I think that they'll flatter just about any skin tone overall. So again, I would recommend 3 coats to really plump this one out. If you have shorter nails and you're rocking the shorties, I think 2 coats on this one and you'll be fine. Though if you have any bit of free edge, I would recommend going in with 3 to really get that nice even look across the nail. So once again, we are going in with Perfect Shine from Sassy Cat's Lacquer, and at this point I feel like I kind of had more of a hang on the top coat overall. I think on the next video you guys are really seeing me master application for this. It does take me a little bit to get used to applying, so just throwing it out there, I do take that into consideration when I'm making my videos. So here on the full hand shot, after it's been glossified, I think you can really see those gold flecks come out and give that little bit of a metallic twinkle overall. And here matted once again with Sassy Cat's Lacquer Perfect Matte. Definitely going in thin. I think this one also looked very lovely matted as well. Unfortunately, due to time constraints, I do wish that I could show glossy and matte for all polishes that I swatch. Unfortunately, due to my scheduling and whatnot, I am not able to do that, but I will keep it in mind for future consideration that on creams and stuff, I think it is wonderful to see them matte and glossified. So this is part 1 of the Zoya Barefoot collection. I will have part 2 coming up very shortly. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.